Hey guys, did you know that 44% of women have high blood pressure? But of that group, only 1 in 4 have it under control. Heart disease is the leading cause of death among women, and high blood pressure is a major contributor to that. Small disclaimer, I am not a medical professional, and you should only take this for what it is. This is my story of my journey. And if you have any symptoms, please reach out to a medical professional so that you can get treatment that's suited for you. My name's Megan. I'm 38 years old. I'm overweight, and I was recently diagnosed with high blood pressure. Now, I've been overweight pretty much my entire life, and it's never really bothered me in the past. It wasn't until I was recently diagnosed with high blood pressure and I was really feeling the effects of my body and its current state that I had to take a double look into my own self. Some of the common symptoms of high blood pressure that I was experiencing are severe headaches, chest pain, anxiety, heart palpitations, and fast heart rate, and buzzing in my ears. When I was first diagnosed with high blood pressure, my readings were 148/95. And at that point, I was given blood pressure medication to treat my symptoms. But that was it. The medications are treating the symptoms, they're not treating the problem. So at that time, I had to ask myself some pretty tough questions like, do I want to be around for my kids and my family for a really long time? Well, yeah, of course I do. Do I want to have the energy it takes that my kids need? My kids are 5 and 7, so they still have a lot of growing and a lot of energy to do. And I want to match that energy so that I can keep up with them. The other question I had to ask myself was not just in the current state, but looking into the future. Do I want to be a good grandparent and an active and involved grandparent for my grandchildren when that time comes? And yeah, I do. I want to be that grandparent that's always there for my grandkids. And then, of course, I had to ask myself, do I want to buy clothes that I like, that fit, and that are affordable? Yeah, I do. I like shopping. So, it's time to make a change, and it's time to start treating the problem, not the symptoms. I took a look at the risk factors that are involved with high blood pressure. I looked at two organizations, the World Health Organization and the American Heart Association. And these are some of the contributing factors for high blood pressure. Genetics, older age, being overweight, check. Not being physically active, check. High salt intake, check, check. Too much alcohol, I don't drink, so I got that good. Poor sleeping habits or sleep apnea. My sleep's not that bad. It could be better, but I don't check that because I feel like I get ample sleep. High cholesterol, check. Smoking, I don't smoke. And stress. We're just going to check that off the list. So I checked off all the things that I can control. I can't control my age. I can't control genetics. Sleep apnea is something that you can't really control. You can treat with a machine, but sleeping habits, I can create those. So I checked off everything that I can control, and I kind of created a plan. And my plan has 3 phases. So we're going to go over those. So phase 1 of my plan is focus on my body. And that has 3 parts to it. I chose to focus on my body first because in this phase, it's something that I can start immediately and I know will have immediate impact on my body and my physical health. So the 3 parts that I have for this phase 1, is changing my eating habits, no more bad food, implementing physical activity into my daily life, and finding a sustainable sleeping pattern for my schedule. So next is phase 2, focus on my mind and my mental wellness. So I'm first going to look into all the things in my life that I can control that cause stress. Part of that contributing some things that are contributing to that are I have a lack of organization in my home. And so I am going to create an organization system for my home that is sustainable and efficient for our family, and also create a daily routine for each family member of my home so that we are all doing our part to make sure this home is running as efficient as possible. And for the fun part, which is phase 3, is build an edible garden. Now, more of that will be discussed in a later time because that's just too far in the future and things can always change. But the reason why that's part of it is because it kind of checks off both of phase 1 and phase 2. I'm putting, by building an edible garden within my back and front lawns, I will be putting into my body fresh homegrown fruits and vegetables that I know are toxin free and completely healthy and that I have grown with my family. It also forces me to go outside and get physical activity by maintaining the garden and constantly sowing and the seeds and just tending to everything. So I feel like that is a full circle phase that I'm much looking forward to. So we're going to begin with phase 1.1, which is no more bad foods. The way that we're going to do that is break that up into 3 parts. I have a why, a how, and a what. So the why, I've already explained a little bit about my why, but to elaborate a little bit more, I am 38 years old. I am overweight. Currently, I am about 225. I do have high blood pressure. My cholesterol is kind of borderline high. I do have low energy. It's difficult to keep up with my kids as well as everything else that goes along in the home. As I'm kind of getting older, again, I've kind of been the same weight most of my adult life. So, but my body has changed since having kids, and I can start to feel kind of my confidence and my outer appearance dropping. And then I think the most important part about this is that I really want to break the generational cycle of being overweight or obese in my family. I also have cycles of high cholesterol and high blood pressure and diabetes. And my grandmother we found out she had heart problems when she passed away, and she was also overweight. My mother is also overweight and not sure if she has heart problems or not. And then I am overweight and I do have heart problems as far as the high blood pressure and high cholesterol. So 3 generations, that makes a cycle. I want to make sure that my children do not inherit our bad habits. So the what, we will be starting a Whole30 to cleanse our body of all the things that's hurting our bodies, essentially. I want to find good, wholesome, compliant meals that are easy and delicious that everybody will eat in my family. I want to reintroduce foods slowly and one by one so that I know which foods are having a negative impact on my health and my weight. And then I want to find some really good, efficient, and sustainable meal prepping ideas. The how. So we've done some research on Whole30, and we've attempted it in the past. So I know a little bit about it, and I am still learning. But I did more research on Whole30. I prepared my pantry, and I prepared my family, and we planned out Whole30 compliant meals, and created a master plan and a weekly plan, and try to find ways, again, that are sustainable and efficient for meal prepping. So I had a plan. I have my plan written of how we're going to get to the point of what we want to do. But what is our strategy? How are we going to get there? So I have 3 strategic points of what I feel is going to make us successful. throughout this journey and getting started in this phase 1.1. So strategy number 1 is going to be to shop my pantry to get rid of all the items that are not Whole30 compliant. So what I did was, for the first few weeks leading up to when we started, every week when I got ready to go grocery shopping, I first, again, shopped my pantry, see what we had, and then I created meal plans that incorporated different items out of my pantry so that we got them used. I wasn't wasting any food. I didn't throw anything away to start Whole30. I wanted to make sure that we were, um, being responsible. And so we shopped our pantry, create meal plans, and until there was no food left to that we needed to get rid of. Strategy number 2, which I think is the most helpful and kind of most important, but it is to create a master plan. What I did, and I incorporated ideas from my family members of what their favorite kind of meal items are. But we created a list of about 12 to 15 items that we really enjoy for dinner, and that was our master plan. And then for lunches and breakfast, we did about 5 to 7 meal items. And every week, what I do is I just pull items from my master plan, and then we keep those in rotation for every week. And that way, it just takes the pressure off of having to find different meals every week. And I know exactly, I know that all these meals are easy and that they're delicious, and it's really helped us be successful so far. And then I had strategy number 3, which is really about creating a support system within your home, or within your friends or group, or however your social dynamic is around you, but just get a good support system. You want to make sure that you are communicating with those around you of what you're doing, and so that they take it seriously and can support you. Everybody in my family is, coming along with me on this journey. We all have our own health goals that we're trying to meet. And so that has really made a difference. I'm not doing it by myself. So moving forward, I will be doing grocery hauls and meal prepping every week to show you what we've bought and how I've prepped, and how that will evolve, because I'm constantly trying to learn about what's the best way to meal prep all the vegetables and fruits that we will be bringing into our home that's kind of new to us. And then I will also be doing a weekly check-in to talk about, how I'm feeling, what my progress looks like, some of the lessons that we've learned within the week, and some things that I'm looking forward to into next week. And I hope that you come along with us. I want to make clear that I'm trying to change the trajectory of my life, because I took a look at my life and the trajectory wasn't where I wanted it to be. And so I ask you to do the same thing. Think about what your current lifestyle is, and think about the trajectory of what your life's going to look like, maybe 10, 20, 30 years from now, depending on how old you are. And if you're looking at yourself and your trajectory, and that's a place that you want to be, then that's wonderful. Come along with me and just watch me change. But if it's not, then I encourage you to change with us. Reach out to us. Let's start a community and change the cycle together, because these issues, these health issues, I know I'm not the only one. You are not the only one. This is a major problem, especially in the United States, and it starts in the home, and it starts with you. So let's change it together.